Going live. Going live. Right. Okie dokie. We should be live. Yes, I was, Lee. I am sorry. I was Googling bands. I was talking about blast beats from people like Infant Annihilator. Sorry. I got sidetracked with music again. My fault. Right. Today's show is going to be a bit of a chilled out one. Tyler is going to sing everybody Christmas carols. And
yeah.
No, we're going to talk from a different point of view. We're going to talk about not what it's like to have mental health and all the rest of it, but more what it's like for the people who care for people, the people who actually do the caring, the people who don't get talked about, the actual carers, because they're underrated. You know, you tend to ignore them, and without them, I would be royally fucked, well and truly, because I couldn't be trusted in the house on my own.
Yeah.
Alana would probably agree with that and say I couldn't be trusted in with somebody in the house. But it's I don't think people realise, you know, the likes of, and I'm not just on about mental health, actually, physical health as well. Anybody who is a carer, people like, you know, and I'm not just on about, like Lisa.
Yeah.
Lisa's a carer. Don't make a big deal of it. Gets on with it, does it. That's it. Thank you, Lee. There's no need to tell everybody.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lee. Hope
Hey,
you're
Lisa.
feeling a little bit better. Lisa's not very well, so.
Oh dear.
A bit poorly. But hopefully she'll be feeling better soon. When the useless fucking district nurse gets her finger out of her ass. Anyway. Yeah, yet more proof that the NHS can't be trusted to do anything.
Well, I mean, if that's their method of taking somebody's temperature still, there's an issue.
Oh, no.
Sometimes you do.
Lisa, as she just said, has a gash under her arm, in the most tender place, which is under your arm, you know, under here, which was to be packed, redressed, obviously by a professional. And the professional managed to reopen the wound.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, good Lord.
Now, if you think how tender it is under your own armpit, having a gash or a cut there, and then having it reopened, that's no, that's not a good place to bless her. So, yeah, I hope Lisa gets better from that. I'm sure she will. So. But yeah, well, the carers thing is that Bill and I talked about this the other day, and we were just saying, you know, that it's. I don't think we realise what you put people through. You don't realise what, from a mental health point of view, what we put when we're going through on one, what you put somebody else through, doesn't come. You know, you don't really think about it. It's a strange one, you know. Like you said, Bill, it's if you want to push somebody away, have a mental health episode. You're a knob.
Yeah. I look back what I put previous partners through, what I put my mother through. And I know there's nothing I could do about it because that was the condition. But I put so many people through absolute hell.
Yep.
And
but then, of course, sorry, Bill. But then, of course, there's also the effect that it has on you when you've gotten yourself into a stable mental place, and then you're thinking about what's happened, which is making you feel even worse because you've possibly put your loved ones through that as well.
Oh, it's
a vicious circle. Yeah.
So then the person who you put that through tends not to say anything at all, which is even worse. Because then you get to a position where eventually they have to say something. Yeah, and they shouldn't be put in that position. They shouldn't be in a position where they can't say anything, because it's not their fault that you've got, mental health problems. Nobody's fault. It's just that's just life. Nobody to blame for that. Yeah. Yeah. Go on, Bill. Carry on, mate. You were.
There's been a few times where my mother's actually been called in to sort of pick up the pieces and take them home in a bag. Go deal with that. And by the way, you've got an appointment at the doctor's in the morning.
Yeah.
So we can try and deal with it medically. I mean, my last big one, I was picked up from the hospital, looked after by my mum for a few days in Hull, brought back home, taken to the doctors for the appointment I had, having not been told that I had an appointment with the mental health team, who at the other end of the corridor, literally, while we're there waiting to go in and see one doctor, there's the full community mental health team at the other end of the corridor waiting for me for an assessment.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had similar things to that, mate.
I was a complete and utter mess then. And I put my head through a security door, glass security door, just because I saw my reflection. And
now you know how we feel every week.
I knew Matt had to comment on that
one. I had to get that joke.
Matt, you can see it on your face as soon as he said it.
But I was in complete self-destruct mode.
Yeah.
And when I did that, the psychiatrist kicked me out of the assessment, kicked me out of the surgery, out of the building, and refused to even talk. And my mother tried to say, look, this isn't normal. He needs fucking help. And that's the psychiatrist. I finished up. I took him for failure of duty of care.
Yeah.
Because he refused to engage. He refused to continue. And he refused to have me admitted for proper long-term psychiatric evaluation.
Thankfully, most people now dealing with mental health are much, much better than that one person. You know, I'd say 99% of the people are pretty good. They do try and help. Things have moved on. So,
yeah. But, you know, it's bad though when it can make my mother call him what my mother did.
Yeah, no one else in chat or in this room, apart from me, has ever met Bill's mum. Okay, Bill's mum is what I would describe as she is a lady, she's a proper lady, very polite lady, very nice lady, and doesn't believe in swearing. She goes to church and so on. You know, which that's cool, fair enough. I turned round and called him a cunt. He says it all really. It's like,
yeah,
it's brilliant. What I was going to say, and what is important though, is it proves how important it is to keep if you will, be it a partner, be it your parent, be it children, be it whoever is in that care circle, informed of what is going on. Because that way, if you do start to fall off in any way, your mental health starts to fall off or change, they will recognise it. First thing. And give them the ability for them to go to your doctors or to call the crisis team. Hopefully nobody will ever on here will never need like the crisis team. But if you do, you'll get a little card with the emergency numbers on. And then they can call them. So keeping the family and everybody informed so that the family know what's going on, so that if there is any change, the family can deal with it before it gets to a point where you've decided to do something. I don't want to say stupid and mean put people down, but I include myself in this. But when I say stupid, do something that isn't productive to your health or life. That's what I mean by stupid. As in trying to take your own life, or trying to do something that harms you. Which I've been there countless times, Phil's been there countless times. Don't want to see other people going through that. It is not a nice place to be.
No.
And if somebody else can see that, they'll recognise it and go, "Whoa, dickhead, hold on, rewind a bit. You need to do something." The mental health system, as much as we bitch about it, is pretty good in this country.
The most useful thing I found was the crisis lines. Most of those crisis lines are exceptionally good.
Yeah.
I mean, the one for my area, you phone them, leave your phone number, name, and possibly a brief message, and they'll phone you back.
Yeah.
And it's all done on callback, so it doesn't matter how long they are. And I've actually had a crisis worker on the phone to me, disappear for 30 seconds at a time, talking to police, Coast Guard, lifeboats just in case, and coordinating them to try and locate me when I was walking on the cliffs. Because at that point, the odds of me walking off the cliff was ridiculous. Yeah. And I actually had the crisis worker. It took her about 2.5, 3 hours. She talked me into meeting her at the hospital. She said, if the police approach you, don't panic. They just want to make sure you're safe.
I think that's another thing. I think even the police, because the old attitude used to be with the police, just arrest you by any means necessary. Well, trying to arrest somebody who's in full-blown
mental breakdown,
like I have been, they tried arresting. This is where a couple of my convictions have come from for violence against police. Trying to arrest somebody who's, at the time, I was quite fit at the time. I was very strong at the time. I was in full psychosis, and having a copper trying to pin me to the ground was not a fucking good idea for the policeman. It didn't end very well for the policeman. Thankfully, now the police have had more training where they are more trained into sort of negotiating almost with people to actually talk with people, and they're quite. I mean, some of them are quite good. Some of them. I'm sure there's still some crap ones out there, but most are pretty good. But it still comes back to the person who's your primary carer.
Yeah.
It really does. It's.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't want that job.
No, because I've put partners, ex-wife, I've put family and partners through so much over the years. And like I say, there's nothing I could do because it was an uncontrolled situation.
It was.
Oh, hi, Steve.
Hey, up, Steve.
Right, Steve.
Well,
Steve.
Hope the legs improving.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully. Yeah.
yeah. You can fill us in on how you're getting on with that in a minute, mate.
Yeah, and your right leg.
Yeah. But as for your third leg, I don't want to know. Thank you.
But the people who've looked after us and got us through the situations do get forgotten.
Oh yeah. Yeah, usually by us.
Yeah.
You know, I was just going to say that, especially if you're manic nonstop for however long period of time is. I mean,
Yeah.
You guys know as well as I do, that can be 5 minutes, that can be weeks, months, you know, of just nonstop. You're in your own head for everything. So, yeah, you do. You completely don't think about other people around you.
Yeah. You do have to have the right people around you, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because sometimes some people can make the situation worse. Some people will make the situation worse.
Well, especially if they're dealing with their own mental health issues at the same time, and then you bounce off each other. And
yeah, I had that situation with one girlfriend. She suffered paranoid psychosis, and I was trying to get her through that, and my mental health just went through the floor.
Yeah, that's not a good combination.
It wasn't a good combination at all.
No.
And the unfortunate thing is sometimes we'll see somebody else struggling as far as we can perceive it worse than we are, and we'll try to help them and finish up running on less than empty. It explains a lot, yeah.
It says it all, really, doesn't it?
But we put them through so much and just cannot see it. Because those cycles of mania and depression become the normality.
Yeah, it does. It does become.
I always used to say, take a sheet of paper, turn it on its side, put a line down the middle of it, and draw a graph on that sheet of paper. That's where a normal person's emotions run. Mine was like a square graph, though, going up the top and dropping down to the floor. And it was that extreme difference. Mine was floor to ceiling.
Yeah. And your brain's not made to do that.
Yeah. But you spend so little time in the bit that everybody else calls normality.
I'm not convinced there is any such thing as normality.
No, that's what I said. I mean, everybody's got an emotional graph that's highs and lows to it.
Yeah.
But if you've got hypermania, you are so far off the graph at the top. It's unreal.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah.
And for other people to cope with that has to be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah, it can't be easy. It can't be easy for somebody.
That's why I always say I have one friend who I will always be grateful to, and that's Alec.
Yeah.
Who was a counsellor by profession. He's retired now. But I was stopping with him and his wife when I was in the performance team, and we were just crossing on the stairs one day. He goes, "I can teach you loads of things that will help you cope better." He says, "But at the moment, it'd be an academic exercise, and until somebody can get you psychiatrically stable, there's nothing can really be done." But this is to his absolute credit. When I started to stabilise with the medication regime I'm on, he spent 18 months, twice a month, 3 or 4 hours at a time, working with me to teach me how to cope with everyday life.
Yeah.
And that's a friendship you can't buy.
Oh no,
not at all.
No.
You can't.
So I will always be indebted to that man. Always.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. What's going on with the leg? Is it improving or has it dropped off even more?
And we'll give you a clue here, Steve. We don't want to hear you getting totally legless.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if he doesn't do something about it this time, his better half, Carol, will kill him. She will.
Yeah.
She's already said she will kill him.
But I mean, it's down to his doctors, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Well, there's obviously something causing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also the fact that the number of courses of antibiotics he's had hasn't even touched them. That's what's the one alarming.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't. It could be further issues because of the diabetes. I don't know.
I'm just wondering if leech treatment would help.
That's not as stupid as it sounds. The other treatment that can help is maggots. If you start getting any necrosis, it's been used in recent times.
Yeah.
Very successfully.
Yeah.
Particularly for things like ulcers.
Yeah.
Because the maggots eat all the necrotic tissue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's not good, Steve.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Lisa. Yeah, have a word with Lisa about it, Stevie, about using it for. There's a thing called sugar therapy, which I'm not sure how you do it, but you basically wash the area with the sugar solution, and it draws out all the nasty
Yeah.
stuff. Lisa would be able to tell you a lot more. About
I'll
that.
say there's another one that involves honey. Works a similar way.
Just make sure you don't get any
Sugar
bears
frog.
coming up.
I don't think there's too many bears in this country. Well, not that type of bears.
Well, you don't know what sort of bears that he might have after him.
That's true.
No, but you're not getting chicken patties.
Yeah.
Yep. One bowl of maggots twice a day.
Eaten raw.
Okay. We're not doing any more of those fucking challenges. Fuck off.
This is the problem. A lot of the therapies are still technically down just as research.
Yeah. Stop licking your stump.
I'll say another one is combining honey with those dressings with fine silver wires in the thread.
Yeah. It's getting rid of that. Essentially, it's getting rid of the dead flesh and getting back to healthy flesh that's got blood, obviously, circulating well. Which is where the trouble, of course, comes from with diabetes, because the circulation obviously isn't as good. And what's wrong with the pork pie with maggots?
So good. Shape so good. No, right. It's so good.
You'd be all right.
It's just protein.
Maggots are actually really, really clever little animals, to be fair. Because they only go after the dead flesh.
Let me open this. Open the stuff.
Not that sort of protein. He had to drop the tone of the show, didn't he?
Hey, go.
Oh, dear.
Well, you know full well one of us was going to.
Yeah, and it's always the same one, Armitage. It's just payback for when I do it on this show.
No.
Yeah.
Has anybody, we'll go vape related for a moment. Has anybody been looking at anything vapey related?
I bought a very expensive little mod.
You went for a Diet
Dicode's Pipeline.
Very nice. I haven't bought
very
anything.
nice.
I have bought literally nothing.
I wouldn't have
I
bought
had
this.
some.
Wouldn't have bought
I had
this if
some.
it wasn't used.
One of those, Lee.
I don't know. I've
The
been
new
looking on
Genesis,
sites over
isn't it?
here, and there's nothing on vape sites over here anymore. And anything you do look at that's like the newer stuff, I mean, I'm not gonna give them, $70 for an Asgard V2.
Yeah. Yeah, I've done that when I've been fishing, Steve.
Yeah, I've done that.
It's when somebody walks past and smacks you on the back and you fucking swallow the bastards.
Have you never thought they might have done that on purpose?
No, I know he did it on purpose. He was one of my mates. There's a long story to that, but we won't go into it. I did get payback on it.
He was probably getting payback on you in the first place.
Probably.
They were always practical jokes.
Yes, I had some 3 ml BP cotton, a dark fruits concentrate from Flavor House, and some pods and coils for what I won a couple of weeks ago from the Saturday show.
Ooh. Apparently, the Saturday show coming up to Christmas are going to do a giveaway with Vic's giving away stuff, apparently.
Well, apparently Vic's doing boxaways for Christmas as well,
Yeah.
I do love
which I never got mine from last year.
You didn't get your box from last year. I would be chasing him up. Don't get me started on the big thing. I'm going to do this show and without ranting about him. But I would be contacting him about it.
To be honest, Steve, I looked at the V2 and I thought that offers me nothing that I haven't already got.
Stevie, if you want an RDA,
There's not much difference between. There's not much difference between the version 1 and the version 2 of the Asgard.
I don't know if you've got one yet, but go and get that. Go and get the Death Wish. Go and get the Death Wish. Really good airflow. Evolution vaping. I've got them at a good price at the minute. A really good price. I might go and pick another one up actually, but
That's fine.
yeah, worked really well. Even with my sort of build in there, so can highly recommend getting one of those. I'll be honest with you, Vapors Cloud stuff for me nowadays comes under the same heading as Steam Crow stuff.
It's gotten there, actually.
I think Vapors Cloud stuff is still quite well made, but it's definitely a bit of a money grab situation going on there. With certain products and certain reviewers.
Yeah.
I don't mind paying for a mod, a good mod, and I don't mind paying for an expensive mod. But I do get annoyed when the mod that they're flogging is a 60, 70 quid mod at the top. And they try charging 160 quid or whatever that new one is just because it's got the Parsons on it and it's Bogans.
Well, I said it was funny. As soon like the day it released here in the States, they actually had it discounted already.
The best side-by-side mod I ever bought was, and I lost mine when I moved. In fact, I lost quite a bit of my vape gear when I moved, but that's a whole other story. Go down there, Steve. Pick yourself one up. Well worth it. Well worth getting one, bud. Really nice.
And it gets you as well.
Yeah.
A bit of fish here.
Well, they're doing pirate shirts. The best one I ever had side by side was the Spire Mix. And
yeah, the mix isn't bad.
It's cheap.
I still use it now.
Yeah, I would use mine, but mine vanished when I moved, along with a few other mods. But hey ho.
Do you think that might have been the removal man?
Oh, I know it was. There was quite a few things, but anyway, not a lot I can do about it now. So
no
point in crying over what's in the past. But I just think the Parsons, why you've decided to call the Parsons, no.
When they didn't think the board and the battery combo through at all.
They've also made that gap from the actual deck to the top very short.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So if you want to put something on there like, my go-to for stuff like side by side is stuff like that. It's not going to work. The Capon 5 never worked. Worked on the mix.
Too tall.
Mm-hmm.
Which one was this? The Crimhound. Yeah, was it the Crimhound? No, the Lindworm. Again, too tall. Stuff like that are all too tall for it.
On the heel.
Yeah, again, we're at that point where there are really no mods out there that I've seen that I want. Nothing.
Well, it's like I only got the pipeline because it came up at the right price for once. And I thought, there's one board I've never tried, and that's the die codes.
That's a different view of Craig's head.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
You can guess who's just been in.
He positioned the glass perfectly, though.
I know, he looked at me as he put it straight in front of the camera, yeah. And then gave me a wave as he walked out the door.
There is a word for people like that, you know.
Yeah, he's a wind-up, just like his dad.
You see, you've only got yourself to blame.
Yeah, his grandfather was a wind-up merchant as well.
Yeah.
Must admit, I reworked my Valkyrie earlier.
Yeah. I'm a bit like that as well, Stevie. I do like lightweight stuff.
The only thing I'd say is watch that AIO that I got.
You're all right. Stevie don't like AIOs. If you say AIO too many times, Dave will appear.
Dave will pop in. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so we better not mention AIOs.
Or the IO.
AIO. Where is the irritating old Mancunian? Oh, just in case he's watching.
What's that? Old man Salford had a mod. AIAIO.
Oh, man. Oh, bless him.
Three essential letters in the Yorkshire language.
How fucking much?
Hey?
That's the usual one. I hear off Lisa. How fucking much? First meal in 12 weeks. Fucking hell, Luke. Yeah, you've done well with your weight loss.
Yeah.
You haven't put in tonight how much you've lost again. Yorkshire War Cry, that's it, Luke. Yep, the Yorkshire War Cry. 22
Jesus, that's a lot.
kilos. It's impressive.
That's a lot of willpower too.
It's shocking to see Lisa how much she's lost. She has lost. You can see it. She really has lost some weight. It's really impressive what she's done.
Bloody hell, Steve.
I'll give you 35 for it, Steve.
You can tell the pirate's coming out if he's robbing these mates.
£50 in 12 weeks. That's an American burger. We had to dig at the American.
I don't know. If you want to get into how bad some of the American food is, I'll show you a place in Las Vegas that'll make your jaw drop.
The trouble is with America, right? You have these big meals and you have these massive burgers. And when you analyse the actual meat content in the burger, there's less than we have now.
Yeah, I think the one place is called the Hardtack Grill out in Vegas. They do an 8 beef patty burger covered in cheese, cheese sauce, all the toppings, and it's all fried in beef lard.
Just give me a steak. Just give me a big steak. That doesn't me.
No mushrooms.
No mushroom. That's funny.
No mushrooms. No mushrooms.
Plenty of peppercorn sauce.
Yeah.
Nice homemade peppercorn sauce. Plenty of pepper in it. Yeah. That does me.
9,982 calories for one burger.
I mean, what's the average in the UK that we're meant to have calories for a
man? 2,500.
2.5.
2,200.
Something like that. Yeah.
So what's that?
Women,
That's what, 4 or 5 times what you should have a day.
Yeah.
Hey, Stevie, if you could get stuff like that and you could get it cheap, good luck to you, buddy. I just, why do you need a burger that big? I don't get it. It's like,
the only people I've ever seen actually finish it are competitive eaters. I've never seen anyone actually walk in there. You know, you'll see YouTube videos and shit like that. Never seen anybody out the street actually eat one.
Hey, William.
Well, that is also true, William. 2,000 for women, 2.5 for men. But it can vary based on size and mobility. Yeah. I mean, you're talking 10,000 calories for one meal.
And that's just the burger. Don't mention the fries and everything else that comes with it.
And the milkshake to wash it down.
I can't see why there's an obesity problem in America.
Matt, this place has a scale out front. If you weigh over think 500 pounds, you eat for free.
Yeah, because you're going to be dead before you leave. How can you be that retarded? Not you personally. That sounded like I was attacking
no.
you. But no, I mean people. Sorry, mate. People generally.
No, I get it though. Think about it. Like, I'll have to show you a video because I could.
Oh.
It's got one of those medical revolving doors like the hospital. You know, it'll take a full-size stretcher.
Oh, it's almost. It looks like a cattle scale.
Mm,
It probably is.
yeah.
You know, it probably is a cattle scale.
No, Lisa, that burger would not fit on your new plates.
Mm,
Probably break the plate.
When you have to
I
serve a burger with 12-inch wood skewers through it just to hold the burger together.
mm,
I have had 4 quarter-pounder burgers in one burger somewhere we went once. And I could eat the burger, but I couldn't eat all the fries. But yeah. Now, if it's steak, the most I've ever eaten is 72-ounce steak. I can do that.
Yeah.
That was quite enjoyable.
mm.
Can we get that by the snack box?
I wonder if it'll show up on the camera.
Yeah, it shows up, mate.
Mm.
Yeah. Bacon and everything.
Bacon as well. Jesus. Yeah, but you class your bacon as streaky. Not back bacon.
Not proper bacon.
Not proper bacon.
Well, I've got to eat just lately. I've got quite partial to maple bacon. Especially if you do it like you should do it. And it's still a little, it's a bit crispy. It's
Mm.
quite nice. He had to undo his jeans for risk of the button coming off and taking somebody's eye out. That's what it was. It's not enjoyable when you've eaten that much. It's like
No, it's not.
nah. I don't know. I don't get America. I really don't. And the UK is getting as bad. It really
It's all right.
is.
Over all the fast food
Sure.
places around here, especially like Wendy's, McDonald's, stuff like that,
Yeah.
they've all downsized all their fries and their drink sizes. You wouldn't believe the bitching and the uproar it has caused.
Yeah, well done.
I mean, at the same time, they're still charging you the same amount of money for what used to be like a 32-ounce drink, and now you might get 16.
I'll be honest. McDonald's to me, their burgers are just.
Oh, it's processed crap.
Yeah, it's so overpriced.
And UK McDonald's is better than American McDonald's.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, that's the sad part.
I
At least
haven't
years
had
ago, when we
American.
were eating that crap, it was cheap.
No, all you got to do is compare the recipe lists for the two sides of the company.
If you want a decent burger in the UK from one of the big chains, probably the best, like Burger King, are quite good.
Really?
Yeah.
Burger King still do good burgers.
Five Guys, I would say, are ridiculously overpriced.
They do good
Oh,
burgers.
they are.
But they
Yeah,
really
they do good. They do good burgers, but they're
ridiculously
expensive.
overpriced. Yeah. I had a colleague's partner say to me, or a colleague asked me, have I ever had Five Guys? And unfortunately, without even breathing or even stopping for breath, I said yes, but unfortunately, I couldn't sit down for a couple of days properly afterwards. I was like, no, sorry, sorry.
Have you ever had Five Guys? Answering yes to it is, yeah.
I couldn't sit down for a couple of days.
I say, unfortunately, in Whitby, we've now got a Wendy's, apparently.
See, I don't mind Wendy's. Wendy's aren't that bad over here.
We did Nando's a few months ago, and that was actually quite nice. Better than I expected it.
Yeah, Lee. Five Guys burgers will never be big in Yorkshire. Sorry.
No, they're too expensive. So, of course, when we were in Nando's, they said, oh, anyone allergic to anything? Yes, I'm allergic to fish. What a dickhead. They don't do fish, do they? It's chicken. Yeah.
Then we have Scotland who deep fry everything. Pizzas, Mars bars, haggis. Haggis, deep fried haggis is fucking amazing.
Yeah. And black pudding.
Oh.
Yeah. Deep fried
and deep fried black pudding is nice as well.
Best thing that Scotland, apart from single malt, is square sausages. Square sausage.
Yeah. The one that shocked me, though, was ordering a pizza in Kincardine. And that came deep fried.
Deep fried. Yeah, but it is actually quite nice.
Yeah, but the batter sort of spoils it.
Haggis is haggis for me, if it's proper haggis. Don't buy haggis from supermarkets or shit butchers. If you're going to get haggis, get proper Scottish haggis from the Scottish butchers.
That said, Sainsbury's occasionally get proper haggis in.
Best haggis I've ever had has been in Scotland, without a doubt.
The ones that I like are the wee black puddings from Sainsbury's. They're nice.
Yeah.
I think I have to try that.
They're nice.
Trouble is, I'm the only one who'll eat it. Lana doesn't fancy it. She's not.
Yeah, the wee black pudding's about
that's all right.
4 or 5 inches. You get 2 decent sized sandwiches out of it. Just for yourself.
Right.
That's one thing I absolutely hate now because KFC's got right down the toilet.
Yeah.
I think it depends what you have at KFC. Because last
Go on.
I found the chicken pieces still on the bone. I felt they were really, really greasy.
Yeah.
Just to turn my stomach.
Well, yeah.
And yet KFC's chicken used to be some of the best.
Nobody wants greasy thighs in a large bucket, mate. We've all been on nights out like that.
This is true.
Come on, Tyler, catch up.
Hey, I have not had such a colorful life as y'all have, okay?
I feel sorry for you.
That's
So
the
you've
thing,
never
Tyler. You're still young. Go out and get a bloody life then.
It's on the ticket. I'm not going to say it's not.
So you've never had haggis?
They're not allowed haggis in America.
With
No.
the shit they produce and they ban haggis.
I know.
Mhm.
It's
I don't think
ridiculous.
they're even allowed Marmite either in America, are they?
A good luck finding it. You'd probably have to have it shipped over.
Mm.
I know black pudding's banned as well.
Yeah.
I don't think,
I don't know if it's,
I don't
I don't know if it's
think you-
banned, but I've never seen it anywhere.
Well, it's all down to because black pudding's just blood, oats, and fat
Mhm.
Yeah.
piped into
I
a
mean, if
skin.
you
and oil.
if you knew what it was, you'd never eat it.
I mean,
know
I've
what-
known what it is. It sounds disgusting. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but
I know what's in haggis, and I'm quite happy
Mm.
to eat it.
Yeah, I have no bother with
Doesn't
haggis.
bother me. Same with black pudding, white pudding, because white puddings are obviously a big thing in Scotland. Love both of those.
Yeah,
Can't eat it. It's tradition. It's traditional.
Mm.
There isn't much that I won't eat. That's pretty much anything. I'm trying to think if there's anything I don't like.
I've still got some haggis and black pizza.
Not over keen on heart. I've had liver, kidney. I've had brain. Not had heart's a funny taste, and I'm on about animal heart before anybody comes up with human.
Mm.
No,
Quite metallic-y.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
don't
mean-
like asparagus.
Asparagus is a no. I agree with you there.
I quite like asparagus, but it's got to be lightly fried with butter.
I just find asparagus. I don't know what puts me off about it. Yeah.
Mm.
not wrong.
The trouble with Americans is Americans think that they invented everything. The average American.
Oh, that reminds me. I get some livers.
And unfortunately, there's so much food that when Americans come out of America and actually come to like other countries, they try food from other countries and they're like, why don't we have this?
I mean, it works both ways. I've seen people come over here and do the same thing, but then they're not looking at what they're eating either.
Yeah,
I mean,
you talk about hot chilies and spicy chilies in America, and from what I've seen, American chili is not that hot. I would be quite willing to go to a full-on American chili eating contest, and I would quite happily do it.
To be honest, from what I've seen, so would I.
Because you do, or I'm going to say you, but America does things like turkey chili. What the fuck are you putting turkey in the chili for? Yeah, well, that's true, William. Or corn.
No,
Well,
probably-
it's not. It's corn sugar, isn't it? Corn syrup.
Mhm.
High fructose corn syrup.
Mm-hmm.
I what? Who was talking?
I mean,
I mean, we all know the story about potatoes, and Tyler's kids get excited when there's a potato.
yeah. Oh, that was so funny.
Target.
That really was so funny.
Lucy Target. Lucy Target.
It was like trick or treating. Yeah.
See, that's probably 2-3 years ago. Yeah,
So
when the
what
guy had the whole
vegetables-
basket of potatoes.
What vegetables do you guys generally have in America?
I mean, same as anything else. It's just it has to be either horrible quality or expensive. You gotta think 90% of the people that get like vegetables for anything they're making, they get bags of frozen stuff pre-chopped or pre-cooked.
Yeah, I have, William.
Mm.
Yeah. Have you tried the orange tango from America? It is
I
a
met-
completely different taste. It is so syrupy. It's nasty.
And entirely artificial.
Mm.
Oh, Matt, I couldn't imagine sending you a can of Mountain Dew over.
American Tango's never seen fruit.
Oh no.
Neither are most of the people making it.
Probably true.
That's the scary thing. It's like if I gave your kids a list of just like got a load of pictures of vegetables, they wouldn't have a clue what half of them were.
Mm.
I presume your kids know what a carrot is,
Well, yeah.
right? What about cauliflowers, cabbages, calabrese, broccoli to you?
I was gonna say rename that one.
What
I mean,
else
they
we
wouldn't
got?
touch it with a 10-foot pole even if I made it for them. But yeah, they know what it is.
Why?
I agree with you on that one, Lisa.
Mm.
Liver and onions is lovely. Cooking it or handling it, yeah, I do get where you're coming from. It is a bit like,
Yeah.
I think
But
out of
one
all of the meats and that, the only thing that I won't touch is tripe.
oh, I like tripe.
I can't
I've
say I've
tried-
ever actually had tripe.
I've tried tripe once and I won't touch it again.
Tripe is like cooking it anyway, not taste, but cooking it. Tripe is a bit like squid. If you cook it properly, it's lovely. If you overcook it, you've got an elastic band.
I mean, the thing is, where I got the tripe from, they were serving it cooked and they knew how to cook it because it was tender as anything. I just didn't like the taste.
You don't like it, you don't like it, mate. That's.
Mm.
Yeah.
But how do you have your tripe, Lisa? Do you have it done in milk or do you have it with vinegar? I don't mind it either way, to be fair.
See, where I had it, it was cooked in milk with
It-
salt and pepper.
It's more traditional northern way of doing tripe. I prefer it in vinegar personally, but that's just me.
But I don't like vinegar.
That's probably where.
It's why I don't eat sweet and sour.
Yeah.
Steak and kidney pudding. Oh, yes, Stevie.
Oh. Steak and kidney pudding, steak nail pudding.
Steak
me
and
happy.
pudding done in proper suet. Yeah.
Mhm.
You just
Oh,
cutting the side of that steak and kidney pudding in the gravy, just like.
Thursday, I had something that I've not seen for a long time. Pheasant and mushroom pie. One at Butcher's in Northallerton.
Yeah.
Proper Butcher's. We only went in because they actually had braces of pheasants hung up outside. Old school.
Rotting away.
And I've got a rabbit pie sat in my fridge from there.
Oh.
Well, it's only really fair that you try your own steak and kidney steak pudding.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've been making them for everyone else. It's kind of fair that you try it yourself.
Yeah.
And William, as for bringing up about tofu, there's no reason. Fucking tofu.
Half of the ingredients in tofu is builder's lime.
God, I hadn't had any of that for a while, Steve. Pigeon pie.
Tofu has always.
No, go on, mate.
Tofu has always reminded me of those, those grey rubbers that you used to get at school.
Yeah.
It always reminded me of them. Always reminded me of them.
It tastes about the same as well.
And it tasted like that as well, yeah.
It's fucking horrible shit, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pigeon pie done properly. If you get pigeon, it's nice.
Yeah, could not imagine eating a fucking pigeon.
Not a city pigeon.
I was gonna say there's got to be some difference because that would not work.
Oh, you've got all these fucking guns. Do you never go shooting?
Oh, I'd have to have licenses and everything else to go shooting.
So you never go out hunting?
You can have the gun, but you can't go shooting.
Oh yeah,
Except
like
for people.
Well, put it this way: say, 'cause I've got wild deer there all over here. I found full-size buck-sized deer in my backyard. If it would say it went after my dog or something, I tried to shoot the damn thing, I'd get arrested for shooting in city limits.
Excuse me, Dad. Okay, please have Sean.
No.
It's okay to shoot another member of the American public, but it's not okay to shoot a deer.
That's crazy.
It's got to be a certain area.
Into the bullet.
It's got to be a certain area. It's got to be certain time of year. It's got to be with licenses. You have so many tags per year you're allowed to use.
Why don't you just go out of state and go down to like North Carolina? Because everybody shoots everything there.
I mean, I could go to Southern Ohio and get a deer and everything, but the problem is, by the time you would do it all and get it butchered, it would cost you almost as much as going to the butcher and getting half a cow done.
You've got a basement.
Okay, it might look like Dexter after you finish with it, but yeah.
It's not hard to butcher a deer.
But you're not allowed. You're not allowed to hang deer outside anymore because because people will. I've literally seen people skin deer on their front tree growing up, and now couldn't get away with it if you tried.
You cheated.
Jesus Christ! Times have changed.
Oh yeah.
I mean, pigeon here is considered vermin. So wood pigeons, you're all right if you go shoot wood pigeons.
Yeah, you shoot as many as you like, as long as you've got permission to be on the land.
Well, you go to the farmer, and what you do is what I used to do. I'd like to clear some of the vermin off your land. Yeah, that's okay. You can go shooting if you want. So you go on their land and you go and shoot the pigeons.
Yep.
And if there's any rabbits, maybe shoot a few of those as well. Any excess that you can't use, you take to the butchers. The rest, just butcher them at home.
That's Iris.
No, I've
That's
always
for
been
anybody eating toast.
And just to remind, and just to, as you're butchering the rabbit, just to bring back some rather unhappy childhood memories, have Bright Eyes playing in the background.
Dad, no one's not leaving me alone.
Oh, Stevie, don't. It just amazes me the crap that they do eat in America. And yet they've got all these hunting rifles and they go hunting for this and that. And you could go out and shoot a deer and you've got venison for probably 6 months.
Yeah.
Use the offal from that, obviously any of the offal you can use for sausages. I mean, if you get a decent sized deer, a buck, you would easily get 6 months meat out of it.
Oh, yeah. It'd be decent meat.
Yeah.
Yep, be lovely.
Must admit, I'm rather partial to venison and pigeon, and pheasant and partridge and grouse.
Yeah, done that a few times, Steve. But gone taking rabbits into the butchers.
Yeah.
I
The
like
lad I used to work with, he used to cover all his shooting costs, including new shotguns and that, just from him shooting wood pigeons and rabbits. He had some nice shotguns.
Venison sausages. I tell you what, venison stew's nice. Just put a bit of red wine in when you cook the meat off.
Yeah.
I've cooked that on a proper outside, on a proper fire as well. But
I was talking with Nine back when I was a kid, because our neighbour who lived literally down the end of our yard was a local poacher.
yeah,
So Christmas Eve we always had a brace of pheasants.
yep.
We had rabbits all year round. We had pigeon all year round. We had ducks. The only one we never actually had was goose.
Goose and duck are a funny meat because they're very fatty, they're very oily meat.
Yeah, I love duck though.
I do if it's cooked right. Yeah. Have you ever? I've had swan once.
Not had swan.
Yeah, it's nothing to write home about. I've had a hedgehog as well.
Oh, I've had hedgehog.
But I had hedgehog cooked the proper Romany gypsy way.
packed in clay and thrown in the fire.
Yeah. Really, really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
can say I've had pet hedgehogs, but I've never eaten one.
You've never had hedgehog?
You know what we were
Oh, God,
talking
no.
about doing the survival courses when I was in Scouts. So we learned how to cook and prepare all of those for campfires.
Shoot,
So,
when I was in Scouts, we literally made like grilled cheese over the fire in Scouts.
You were in the Scouts?
no,
Briefly.
we actually learned how to survive off the land.
Did you get thrown out for playing with your woggle too much?
I'll tell you what, the Scouts over here is not anywhere near what it is over there. Over here, it's money based like everything else is.
You see, over here, Scouts was always based on learning skills and survival.
Mm.
And escaping the Scoutmaster is probably a paedophile.
Mm.
Well,
Or getting busted for spending the evenings in the guards camp.
Yes.
Just because I got busted twice in 1 week with 2 different classes.
Amazing what the Scouts teach you.
I know. Not true.
Moving on from Bill's dodgy past. Is there any news on anything vaping wise with the government?
Not really, no. It's gone to debate, and that'll take a few months. Apparently, they have been talking to 1 or 2 people in the industry, which could be a good thing.
Well, it depends who they
Depends who they've
spoke
been
to.
talking to.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why it could be a good thing. I think they have done a partial switcheroo yet again,
Oh, that's a shock.
because they're still saying jury's out as to what flavours into the game with vaping. You say, oh, there's no evidence that flavours have any bearing on vapors.
what a
Yeah.
load of bullshit.
They have every bearing on it.
Mm.
I remember when I could only get tobacco or menthol vapes, I used to have to have a cigarette to take the taste away.
Stevie, stop trying to trigger me. There's no need for it. Not going to work.
What? You don't want to learn how to wick something?
You can pack it in as well. I'm going to do a 3rd week of no rant about numbnuts.
But I guarantee next week he's going to blow.
Mm.
Next week
Ready
I
for-
shall be ranting and shouting at the screen. Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, just think what he had to say on the show on Thursday.
Oh, I missed it. I sort of slept through it, Lee.
Half of that was an advert for Yeehee.
I did watch a bit of a replay of it, and all I can say is, well, if we take Vic as the expert and we take Aidan as the pupil, it is definitely the blind leading the blind. And that is all I shall say on that. Just wow.
The pair of them are clueless.
The problem is that what they're doing is putting out misinformation. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to cook it or what? Okay, we gotta wait for
I stayed out of the chat on Thursday because I would have got banned instantly.
Wouldn't you still have a spanner though?
No, not on Vic's show.
I thought you were.
No, not on Vic's show.
All right.
I can't be bothered with it, Steve. I look at what people, and I'm not just saying Vic here, I look at a lot of what reviewers are saying at the minute, and I think, wow, you're so
Clueless?
blind, just, you don't seem to you know.
That's what scared me is they just don't seem to care.
You know, and some of the biggest reviewers as well, and rather than trying to help the situation, they're just ignoring it. It's
I'll tell you who is trying to wade in a bit though with it is VPZ.
really,
Yeah. Yeah, they've got a questionnaire going round that they're proposing to present to the government when they've got the results in from it. How much they'll actually do is a different matter, but I suppose they're trying to do something.
too little, too late, possibly. But well, yeah, given you know,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean it's much too late. They should have been doing this a year ago.
what's irritating about all of this is that all the reviewers now, the big reviewers, are all just going off to other countries like Dubai and Pakistan and for expos.
Yeah.
It's not going to be long before the Pakistani people start getting reviewers, and there are Pakistani reviewers and Indian reviewers who start getting big, and people like, you know, Bogan and people like that are not going to matter. They're going to be nobodies.
Thing is, aren't a lot of them at the moment whinging and whining because they're all getting demonetized?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the strikes and everything.
I should be back in that.
Davros,
I mean,
Yeah, Davros break.
yeah, I mean, they've been demonetized for vaping for a long time. But they're doing it to themselves. No, I'll be honest, Steve. The only reason I watched part of it on Thursday was to see what bullshit Vic had come out with, and it was. And he's doing his usual. I know of so who knows so and so who's talking to this secretary within the health department of the government. You shouldn't be saying things like that.
Shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah.
No. But if it is happening, he shouldn't know about it anyway because it's parliamentary privilege.
Yeah. Or is he putting two and two together?
Making five again.
What?
I mean, he used to come up with fish, so we're getting closer.
Let's do it.
But yeah, I don't watch him now. I just thought, I wonder what it'll be like, because there's been out from them two for months and months and months. And Aiden's show is just a car crash.
And if he's driving, no wonder. Anyway,
I wouldn't trust him to drive.
well, when you think about it, you've got one sensible, or what I consider a sensible person on that show. You have Mark.
Yeah.
Who I've always had a lot of time for Mark. My opinion has changed a little bit on him. But I still think Mark's got a brain in his head. Then we have the other two who are constantly arguing with each other like a pair of 3-year-olds over which one is right, whether it is Mr. B or whether it is the other one, Aiden.
Normally, neither of them are right.
99% of the time, neither have a clue what they're talking about. We know that from just watching Mr. B try to build a series mod. But anyway, we won't say more about that.
Don't. That was funny as hell.
Anybody who puts a 0.18 build on a series mod and thinks it's going to be safe is a bit of a muppet in my eyes. But there we go.
Oh, come on. We were ripping him apart when he
The
did
mod
that.
soon ended up near the wall. But the issue is forgetting that whether I like them or not, whether I like somebody or not, if you're going to put information out on YouTube, the information that you put out needs to be accurate to the best of your knowledge.
And safe.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lisa, I apologise for making you sneeze. I will not mention that word again. I can understand the allergy, though.
Yeah.
The point is, if you're going to say on here, if you're going to say something, you can say, I've heard or allegedly, or, this is what I think is going on. That's one thing. But to say something is definite, that's risky. Unless you know 100% and you've got it factually. Everything that any of us have said has been checked. We have checked that it is on the government website. That is what the government has said. Now, relying on the government, I know that's not exactly reliable, but it is fact of what they have said. So we're just reporting the facts as the government says them.
Yeah.
And don't also forget, you've also posted them on the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not going to make up. Making up. Do what I can say. I think this could happen, or I think that could. That doesn't mean that I know it will.
No.
Thing is, we knew that the government, this new government, was going to do something about vaping.
Yeah.
Everyone thought, oh, yeah, it's a new government, they're not going to do anything. But because there's been an inter-party, because the likes of the Tories have been discussing with Labour and all the other, it's been an inter-party discussion, hasn't it, that they were doing with all this vaping stuff. So, of course, the current government are now putting this tax on.
Yeah.
We didn't think it would be as bad, but it is, because it's even more tax.
If I remember rightly at the time, we said we know they're going to tax it To what extent? Don't know.
Yeah.
But there
And
is
they've
going
come
on.
back with an even higher tax.
Unfortunately, yeah, like you said, they've come back with a fucking ridiculous amount. And Stevie, you saying, and they still want you to vote for them in the awards. The joke about that, Stevie, is you being Black Country Vapor, I could enter your name in the awards. Say, well, he's a reviewer. The Black Country Vapor. And if I would, you could pay for you to get an award, because that's all those awards are. They're
Yeah.
paid for.
Mm.
If you're willing to cough out for the money, so that isn't, you're not being awarded an award because you're good at what you've done. You're being awarded it because you bought it. That's not a fucking award. It's ridiculous.
It's like the Egon Roney Awards.
I prefer egg on toast, but
Yeah, but the Egon Roney Awards, you can have a silver Egon Roney plaque for £300 a year.
yes, I know.
Mm.
The thing is, Stevie, I've said it before, I said it when Dave was in chat. I've always tried to sort of model this show a little bit on like with Dave. A lot of waffle, a lot of banter, a bit of piss taking, a bit of chat, a bit of this, a bit of that. If we know about a mod, and I can say to you, yeah, it's a good mod, no, it's a shit mod, I'll tell you that. If I think something's good, go for it. Yeah, but it's up to you at the end of the day. If you want to buy it, go and buy it.
Yeah.
You know, there's no point in buying a mod off somebody or on somebody's review who you know has been paid X amount for that review. It's not a review.
No.
That's an advert.
Well, exactly.
And I know 100%, I'm going to say it now, I know from another reviewer, and I'm being very careful what I say here, another reviewer, that certain people who are still reviewing definitely get paid, and they have a price list for how much they charge.
Yep.
I know that fact. So Mike Vapes does it as well, but he doesn't hide it.
Mike Vapes has never hidden that fact.
If you go on to mikevapes.com, it's actually on his personal website, his vape website. It's on his personal website. Cost of reviews and cost of review and tier listings. So if you've got a product, you want to get it higher up, it's all there. He's put it out there. If you've got a problem with it,
yeah.
Personally, I think Mike's a pretty honest bloke, to be fair. I think he's quite honest with what he does.
I mean, one of the things is Mike actually knows what he's talking about. We know that from the stuff he's designed.
Yeah. It's just when people try to hide the fact of what things they're doing, you know.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, but Lee, if one day maybe somebody will in the guitar, you know, with what you do with your channel, which, by the way, I really must start putting Lee's show up and channels.
Yeah.
If somebody offered you X amount or a guitar or whatever, Why not? But you're not going to hide it from anybody. That's the difference. There's a lot of underhandedness, I think, that goes on, which but he's one.
You know, I mean, that's what annoys me about a lot of the UK reviewers. Very few, being honest.
Yeah. Mom's here.
I think the closest you had was Baker.
I mean, I always got on with Dean. I liked Dean personally.
Yeah, I like Baker.
He did change.
Yeah, but his health went down the toilet at the same time.
I don't know. I think some of it with Dean was there was a lot going on with his health, with his personal life. There was a lot of snidey comments from other reviewers because Dean had got quite successful.
Yeah.
Which seems to be the thing with the review community, especially with vaping. If you get successful, somebody's successful, you get all the snidey comments and.
Well, not only that, I mean, if you get sent higher end stuff, there's a bit of snidey comments towards that as well. I.e., Todd. He gets a lot of high end stuff, and there's a lot of. I mean, I'd never buy any of the high end stuff with the expense that they are, but it's still nice to see and look at the reviews that he does of the high end stuff.
I say I've only just put mine back on the shelf, Steve.
You know, I said about TVP the other week, I have nothing against Mark for the product he came out with. It was more Mark with what Mark became. For whatever reasons. I'm not going to sit here and start going back over, well, Mark said this and blah, blah.
Mark changed big time. Autumn 1919.
I think Mark's issue is his mental health. His drinking has not helped. The people he had around him didn't help.
No.
The constant things that were going on with other reviewers. And I don't think Mark was not 100% guilty, and it was all Mark's fault. You can't say that. Nobody can. Sorry. There was other stuff going on behind the scenes that.
No, one's for your dad.
If it was true or if it is true. Yeah.
Thing was, Mark was a damn good reviewer. And if he said something was trash, you could pretty much guarantee he was right.
Yeah.
And if he said it was worth bothering with, generally speaking, it was.
Go, you were under my last name this week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Mark he ended up in a, I don't know, confrontation.
He ended up in a bad place with a lot of sycophants who were not good.
I mean, he never caused me any real trouble. He never did anything wrong to me, as far as I know. The only person I've ever had grief off has been the Canadian Black Hoodie Herb. which I treat with the same. It really bothered me. And if you want to talk about me behind my back, that's fine. You crack on. Couldn't give a fuck.
Your turn.
I'll say I know he had a go at me. I don't know what other. I only know because I was told.
Oh, same thing.
Am I going to give it a view to find out what he was talking about? What's the point?
It is quite comical how Herb is always on certain shows, and one of the people he slagged off, no end, is sat on there with him.
Yeah, that is.
You know what, Lee? I couldn't care less. If people want to talk about me behind the back, you crack on. Does not bother me.
You know, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. I know people have talked about me behind my back because, yeah, I could be an absolute fucking arsehole. That was just the way the condition made me.
Mm.
I was good at my job. I was good at my job, but as a person, I was probably not very nice.
I'd be interested to see what Mark is doing with himself now.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll ever come back to doing what he's doing. Oh, we're always talking about you, Mike, you bald-headed twat.
Hiya, Mike. Hope you're all right.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
Must be a busy time of year for you, this, Mike. You know, Santa Claus. The thing I like about Mike is, right, Mike can dish it out, but he can also take it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Another shit week then, Michael. Not good, buddy.
Yeah. Hope your mother's doing better.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I know it's she's not been very well at all, has she, Buster?
Mm.
It's the joys of getting old, I suppose.
Yeah. It's better than the alternative.
Well, yeah, the alternative doesn't leave much open to you, really, does it?
Not really. I have to agree with you there, Steve.
Yeah, totally 100% there, Steve. Yeah.
Well, that's a start, Mike.
Yeah,
at least
that's definitely it.
Yeah.
Gotta show them how big your cottage is.
Hopefully they'll get back to feeling, more like herself and find out what is going on with her, bless her. Not a nice thing to see when it's your mum. Really not nice. Went through it with my mum and it's, not nice. Why is it when somebody uses the word orifice, I see it in the wrong way? Something wrong with my brain, really wrong.
What
with
you're
it.
thinking, I'm not a gynecologist, but I'll have a look.
Potato.
There's something wrong with my brain.
I'll have to give it a look, Steve.
I think sometimes that's what people need is a change of. Chris did it. Chris Bell did it. He's gone a
Yeah.
different route. He's gone with his music. And been very successful with it. Done very well.
Yeah, yes.
Lisa is springing up with extra holes. So, are you going to buy the new Yeezy Bill?
The new Yeezy mod, it's already ordered.
I've got it in gunmetal.
Oh no, I've got it on pre-order, but in gunmetal.
You twat. I'm gonna have to order it now. Yeah, there's a new Yeezy mod, Mike. It's a single 18650 side fire, up to 60 watts, perfect mouth to lung or restricted direct to lung.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. It's a nice looking mod. And the price is really good as well for a Yeezy.
Yeah, was it 55?
1. Fuck's sake, Lisa, we're back to food again.
55 quid. It's the MQ class.
It does look good,
Will you
Mike.
stop playing with your cock?
Well, I'm not.
What are you doing? The cock. Have you shaved them again?
About last week.
Right, please go.
What?
Oh shit, I'm not muted. I thought I was muted. Oh, ball.
No, that was beautiful, Craig.
Oh,
No.
shit.
I don't know where that interference came from or what that was. I would like to apologise, people.
Yes, I'm terribly sorry, but I thought I was muted there as I was talking to my son. So sorry.
And then you'll put these ones in there.
Yes.
That's it. He's ready to go to bed now. He's got his anti-masturbation gloves.
Sting like a butterfly. Sting like a butterfly, float like a bee. Why is it everybody, when they put boxing gloves on, suddenly thinks they can fight?
Don't know.
You crack him in the nuts, that will show him up.
This is where a tea towel to the nuts works wonders, Craig.
Fuck's sake. I honestly thought I muted myself there. Or did you unmute yourself? Did you unmute me?
No, I did not unmute you.
No, it was the whole time we heard you.
Jesus. I know you can lip read, Lisa. You said that last time. Said that last time.
Oh dear.
Bloody irritating little fucker sometimes.
Ah.
What? Mama candy.
No.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting that new Anakin side by side
Yeah.
when it's available. I was going to put that on it. The Aries.
Yeah.
Idea. I'd even seen
But,
that yet.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I don't think it's out yet.
Let's have a look.
Just get something to snap on.
No.
No.
Pretty sure your dad just said no.
Yeah, it's not an ESIG one yet.
I'm pretty sure
No.
your dad just said no. If you look.
The
I know he's
side
irritating the dog with the boxing gloves. It's like, just
When
had
the
her
dog-
barking.
when the dog beats him up. Oh, that does look nice.
Yeah.
And it's a DNA 60.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
I do like the look of that Oxford V Prime, but if it came with replaceable coils, that would be even better.
Zero to
That's it.
3.
So it's designed by Phil and Demi,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which means it'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly, he might win one.
But I really wish that you would just stop. Put it down.
Must admit, unusually, that looks good in stainless steel.
The copper one looks quite nice as well. Or the brown one.
I like it in
Yeah.
the copper brown colour.
Although I did see that Jay Hayes did a retro review the other day of the old Relo RX DNA one, which was the copper one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was DNA 160.
That was a DNA 250.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
The two versions of the Relo, because there was the normal Relo,
Yeah.
the RX 200.
Yeah.
Then they released a second version of that, which gave an update for which was the RX 200S, wasn't it?
Yeah, they changed the screen
And
on
then
it.
there was they put a bigger screen on it, but they also did a copper DNA version, which was the 250, normal standard to.
I must admit,
But you did.
yeah. I like the look of that side area.
The V Prime.
What's that your name?
So it's not Mike's Mix anymore, it's Mike's Pods.
No.
Well, my
Huh?
Loctex on Max has stopped charging.
Huh?
Well, I didn't think it was holding much charge, and then of
No.
course it.
Ye he what? Look, doesn't leak.
The only Yeehee mods I wasn't impressed with was the original G class and the T class. Most of that was down to the battery management.
Oh, they were fucking terrible.
The T class was that thing that had the spinny things on it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Mine's
Yeah.
over there in the box. It weighed
I'll
about
give
as
my-
much.
T class.
Yeah, I'll give my T
G-class.
class to my son.
The T class weighed about as much as a small family hatchback.
It was heavy.
It was quite heavy, yeah.
It was heavier than that, and that's a fucking 4S LiPo. What the fuck did Yeehee make that mod out of?
Well, it's all metal.
Hey,
Solid
It's
lead.
all
from
metal.
Chernobyl. It's solid lead from Chernobyl.
what always gets me though is the the original G class came out same time as the IPV VIT. VIT, great battery management, good power, everything about it spot on. G class,
Shit.
yeah. G2, fantastic mod.
It is. It's a lovely mod. I mean, I've got me, as you know, I've got my G class and I've got the T class. I will never use probably ever again. G class version 2, brilliant. Chernobyl. Don't mention the Scot. One of these days I'll get Scott in to come in here. That'd be fucking hilarious. Fucking bald-headed git. We'll get him to pick on Tyler for a bit.
Oh, it'll happen. You know it will.
But no, I don't know what it was that IPV managed to do, but they managed to get using the same boards and normally the downgraded boards, you get better performance than Yeehee did in the SX line.
I don't know, but it whatever they did, they got it right, and Yeehee royally fucked it up.
Yeah.
Yet
But
the
they did it-
version 2,
They did it.
yeah,
They did it. They did it a few times. The version 2, I think that was why they bought IPV out. Was to find out what IPV were redesigning to put right
IPV.
where the SX minis were fucked up.
IPV were more the R&D department. See, I still like DNA boards. I still like DNA personally.
I like DNA boards, but I like Yeehee boards as well. But working out how to use the Yeehee board to get the absolute max out of it is dead easy.
It
You
is.
just need
it
a little bit of maths.
I mean, that's probably where you and I don't have an issue with it. It's because of that. It's quite simple. Or I find it simple. You find it simple. But I have heard other people find it not so simple. Not understanding joules, what a joule is. You know. I remember watching that and watching Vic, and then Vic go, "What's a joule?" I was like, you think he'd have looked these things up before he did the review, wouldn't you?
You'd have thought so.
But
I mean, the stupid thing was using joules for temperature control made more sense
it doesn't.
because it was the halfway house between PWM and fully regulated temp control. So use joules and put in PWM.
To be honest with Mike, with you, to be honest with you, I get people. Not everybody gets, like maths and whatever. That's fine.
Guys,
But
go.
once you understand the basics of it, the Yeehee is not really that complicated. It's no more complicated than any other board. I think
I said the Yeehee board, once you've got the basic settings dialed in, adjusting anything, you just do it all on temperature.
yeah.
And literally all it changes is the pulse width.
Yeah. Plus, it's sat here and I just haven't used it for ages. Not because I dislike it or anything like that. I haven't used it for a while. Not really.
Well, yeah, I mean, all I use my G-Class for at the moment is building on. Because I've got 4-figure readout on the resistance of my coils.
Yeah.
And that extra digit, when you're getting coils set up, can make a difference.
It's always fascinated me when people talk about building, when you're building and you're putting coils in. And everybody goes, oh, yeah, DNA board, best for it. And it is a good board for building them.
Yeah.
So it's the Yeehee, but the Yeehee is probably more accurate than the DNA.
That's what I've found building.
The interesting thing, if you use the temp control on the Yeehee stuff, Mike, is if you've got certain flavours, like you vape Vermilion, I know that, things where they're like a fruit flavour with something else, you can use that temp control to keep your temperature that you want and then just tweak it so you get more, for instance, more of, say, the cherry flavour or more of whatever flavour you're trying to get out of the tank. So
I know when I used to make my own coffee liquid, I had to use temperature control for that because it's so temperature sensitive is a good coffee.
That's just your head, Mike. It's your head. It's bollocks. We need to do an update on your brain. That's what it is.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it on again?
Smack yourself on the side of the head. It might start working again.
Yeah.
To be honest, a lot of these sort of cheaper mods now, just as good.
They are.
Just as good.
If you want to use power, there's not much point spending the extra money on the boards.
Don't get yourself off the floor.
If you do play with temperature control, then DNA, Yeehee, Dicode, they're worth it.
It's only because he's bought a Dicode he's being a flash git now. That's all it is.
How many years has it taken me to get a Dicodes mod?
Well, yeah.
The thing is, diodes, you can use higher resistance but keep the power up because
Yeah.
by changing the actual voltage.
If I was going to get any diodes, I think for me, I'd end up getting a side-by-side diodes. One of the side-by-sides. That's what I'd like.
Yeah, but for what I paid for that,
Exactly.
I'm not going to complain.
There's a lot of mods I'd like, but can't really justify it. Right, as it is, 2 hours and 6 minutes coming up.
Yeah,
Shall we call it an evening?
yeah, sounds a good move.
Yeah.
Oh,
So whoever wants to do the goodbyes first?
oh, Tyler's otherwise occupied. I'll start. Now,
I was
it's been
checking chat.
it's been an interesting show tonight, and managed to touch on something that everybody ignores, which personally I think was quite important because people we do forget the fallout from what's wrong with us.
Yep.
And I know I've certainly fucked up a few people's lives with it. And the group's there if you need to chat. And please, if you need us, do use the group because sometimes just talking can make all the difference. And I hope everybody just has a really good week. And I shall see you next Sunday as usual. Over to you, Craig.
Yeah, as Bill says, yeah, take care of yourselves. Thanks for joining us. The group is there. Love you guys as well for the support you've given me last week with the issues that my brother was having. He is okay-ish now. He is back home, and it's just going to be a case of him recuperating and getting back to normal in his own home. Don't forget, we'll be back again next week. It's Christmas week next week, so it should be the week after. So, don't know if we're doing anything Christmassy. I might put a Christmas jumper on. You never know. Come back and join us next week for the usual rambles. Hope everyone has a good week, and I'll pass that on to Tyler.
Thank Greg.
Right.
I mean, not much I can say, you guys.
Away you go.
I'm not pulling the Mariah Carey. Leave it out of your head. But no, I can't say a whole lot the guys haven't already said. Everybody knows the group is there. Whether you want to use the group and have everybody see it or you want to message one of us privately, it doesn't matter. Like Bill said, just having somebody to talk to does make a big difference. And yeah, we'll see everybody next week. Everybody have a good week. Don't, slightly maim or injure anybody if you don't have to. It is what it is if you do. We're not going to judge. We care. So, all right, Matt, say your goodbyes.
Right. Next week, Tyler will be singing Christmas carols while Craig appears in his Christmas hat and jumper.
And Tyler, we do expect the false boobs as well.
And now that you said Mariah Carey, you've got to sing Mariah Carey.
Mm-hmm.
You know damn well you don't want to hear that.
Right, be serious for more than 1 second. Same as the guy said, group's there if you need anything. I'm just trying to think, what's that for our next show 7 days from now? Oh, brilliant, my calendar's not working.
22nd.
Anyway.
22nd.
We'll be there next week, presuming that everybody's free. and not wrapping up last minute presents because blokes don't buy presents till the last minute. So, including me. Anyway, least said about that, the better. So don't get. The other thing I was going to say is don't get all pressurised because it's Christmas and everybody says you should be in a good mood because it's Christmas. If you can be in a good mood because it's Christmas, great. If you can't be in a good mood, don't stress out about it. Just, you know, we will be about if anybody needs us over Christmas as well.
Yeah.
Unless it's a buying guide for your missus, in which case do not come to me because I haven't got a clue either. So,
Don't ask me.
Yeah.
So, right, that's all four of us. Top. Lisa, got a job for you. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Be nice to each other, please. Don't shoot anyone in when you go shopping because the police don't like that, apparently. But you can run them over with a trolley. And we shall see you all next week, guys. No, it wouldn't be the first time that I've asked you for advice on presents, Lisa. Lisa, hold that thought. That's all I'm going to say. I'll send you and Lee a link in a minute, and then if you're free, that is. So, but yeah, so yeah, have a good week, and we'll see you next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.
Good night, all.
Night.